For the, I guess you could say, rigidness of this live stream. But I'm waiting for my bus right now here at the Patterson Park that you could see here in Patterson, California. Just waiting for the bus, which is going to be coming from that direction right there. So yeah, just checking to make sure everything's charging right. I have my camera charging, so I do apologize and everything for any hiccups or stuff like that. Yeah, I'm just charging it right now, so I do apologize for that. But yeah, I'm just waiting for the bus to show up. But yeah, as it states there, I'm doing a vlog live. Well, I'll wait, like I mentioned. But also for the fact that, when I left home today, I finally put my computer into update mode. Because apparently, whether these companies like to admit it or not, which is HP, Hewlett Packard, or Dell, or Mac, or, you know, IBM, or Microsoft in most cases, and stuff like that, either they want to, admit it, or not. It's just looking at something over there. Whether they want to admit it or not, um, they put stuff in. When they offer you the option to pause the updates for 7 days, 14 days, a month, 2 months maybe, because hey, you feel like you don't need them, and it's just the same update over and over. Um, what what it what it is basically is what it is basically um, what was I trying to say? But what it is basically is, I think what they do, in my opinion, is they know people are gonna pause the updates for a while. So like, okay, 2 weeks, that's fine. At most a month maybe might be fine. But if you go beyond that, they're like, okay, fine. You don't want to do the updates? They won't make you do the updates. We'll find a way to make you do them. And what they do is and what they do, in my opinion, is they will basically try to update, or try to make it seem like the computer is trying to update, like it's trying to, um, it's trying to get the updates going, and everything, or or what it'll do, even when you're not using it, it'll start loading. It'll just go into load mode for a bit and slow things down. You're like, well, what's going on here? And then when you finally decide, okay, let's see what happens if I do let it update, everything turns out fine. Everything turns out all right, because, mainly that was the issue. It was just like, it needed to be updated. And even though I don't think anything would really happen, even though I don't think anything would really happen per se, I think, again, they just, add in these little amenities to make you do the update. And as I've said before, if you're going to make people do the update anyway, or you give them a limitation of how many times they can pause it, then why even have the option in there? It doesn't make any sense. So, anyway, with that said, that's also why I'm doing this live while I wait for my bus. And look at the time here, it's 2:57. Bus should be showing up in about 12, 11 minutes, hopefully. But again, that's why I'm doing this live. But yeah, this work week was quite interesting, to say the least. It was quite interesting because it's still peak season and everything, and my goodness, you could definitely feel the peakness, if you will, of the situation, because it's like almost nonstop. Like for example, on Monday, as soon as I got in, I noticed that, the Amazon side, the section of the warehouse where I work, was already up and running. Well, the the strip side was, you know, the strip side was also working as well, but the Amazon side was up and running. Thus, they could try to meet a goal or something like that. And what's even more crazy is my sister didn't go to work on Monday. She decided to stay home because her and her husband, her and her husband went to Black Oak Casino, and also because she had stubbed her toe, at home by basically trying to do something, and she hit her toe against the wall by accident, and thus she just wanted to rest and everything. And also the fact that, like I said, the weekend before, the Saturday and Sunday before, they went to Black Oak Casino, so she wanted to, kind of recharge her battery. So I got a ride from a friend of hers who's kind of basically the supervisor. I wouldn't say supervisor, but she's the problem solver, supervisor, if you will, whatever you want to call it, in stripping. So, that's how I was able to get home on Monday. And then what's crazy is the timing couldn't be better, because for the rest of the week, as far as I know, well, actually not for the rest of the week, because her friend, this problem solver for stripping, was there on Tuesday, but then for the rest of the week she was gone. She was gone because she went on vacation. And the lady that's a problem solver in charge of Amazon, the Amazon side of, like I said, the section of the warehouse that I work in, she had to take charge of stripping and Amazon, but mostly stripping. And there was a day, on Wednesday, and I think it was even on Tuesday, but mostly on Wednesday, where Amazon was not up and running because she had to run stripping. She had to run the stripping portion of it, and that was it. Oh, and what's funny about Monday is, because we're trying to reach goals and everything, we're trying to reach some goals, before the peak season is out. We did stripping for only one day. For one half of the day. It's like as soon as we got back from our break, or as soon as I got back from lunch, and everybody else got back from the break, because the way it works is, like, when I get my first break for this month, because it's every odd month that this happens, right? So for my break for this month is at 9 o'clock, my first break. The lunch for those that come in earlier because of peak season is at 8:45. So what happens is they go to lunch at 8:45, I go to break at 9, and we all come back at 9:15. And then I go to lunch at 10:45, and they go to break at 11, and we come back at 11:15, then we all go to last break together. The only thing that is kind of an advantage for them is they get 3 breaks. They get one as soon as I get there, like almost 15 minutes after I get there, or 15 minutes after I get there, they get a break. And then, like I said, they get their lunch at 8:45, and then they get another break at 11, and then another break at 1, because they're doing more than their fair share, if you will, if they check the time here. They're doing more than their fair share. But like I said, on Monday, we only did one half of, stripping, because all of us were at stripping, put it that way. Everybody, including those that would probably be doing Amazon, we were all at stripping. And then second half, we went to Amazon, all of us. And then Tuesday, things seemed to be okay, but mostly all stripping. Amazon did get to put some things in and all that. As a matter of fact, actually, it wasn't Monday where Amazon was up and running as soon as I got there. It was Tuesday, now to think about it. That's the kind of week it's been where, I kind of got confused there, thinking, oh, it was this day and not this day. It was actually Tuesday when Amazon was up and running as soon as I got there at 6 in the morning, and not Monday. Correction there. Anyway, like I said, that's the kind of week it's been. And then on Wednesday, the lady that gave me a ride on Monday went on vacation, and the lady that does Amazon mostly was in charge. And then yesterday, she was again in charge and everything, but they wanted to get Amazon up and running because she was in charge of stripping the day before. They couldn't do that, so they wanted to get it done. So she basically, so basically what happened is one of the ladies that was part of my training, basically my orientation, if you will, the second day of my orientation. She's pregnant, and who's pregnant, by the way, about by 4 months or something like that. I think she'll be going on maternity leave after this peak season. I'm not really sure. Anyway, she became the problem solver along with our seasonal supervisor. She became the problem solver for yesterday and today. And so she was in charge of stripping, and this opened the door for the lady that is in charge of Amazon to take, her team or people, she needed out of stripping to help her with Amazon so they could get ahead of that. And they did decent. Like, on Tuesday they did decent, but yesterday and today was totally different story, if you will, totally different story. But yeah, like I said, it's been one of those weeks, honestly. It's been one of those weeks that it just feels like, from a seasonal standpoint that your time is limited, more so than before. And that now you have to just prepare for when they might tell you, yeah, this is when we're going to part ways with you until maybe the next time we need you or whatever. Pray to God that for me that's not going to happen and that I stay permanent, maybe on a part-time basis. But outside of that, like I said, it's been one heck of a week. In fact, I even joked with the lady that's been put in charge as the problem solver yesterday and today, the one that, like I said, was at my orientation the second day. And I joked with her basically, and I even told my sister, she was bringing me here to the park a few moments ago. I said basically it felt like half of the Kohl's warehouse, because it's a big warehouse overall. It felt like half of the Kohl's warehouse was in stripping. Just to get ahead, just to make that number, just to make that benchmark, if you will. And because we had so many, and I guess we were getting ahead a little bit, what they had me do today, along with some others, as soon as I got back from lunch and they got back from their second break, was go to Totes, go to the Tote, cross punch over to Totes and make some tote boxes. Like the lids, make the lids, make the boxes themselves, stuff like that. And that's what we did. So, yeah, it's just one of those weeks where it's like, it went by quick because, of how busy you've been kept. But it's like one of those situations to where you're like, dang, it's like, you can't, it's like you count down the days to the weekend. And as soon as it gets here, and it's the weekend before Thanksgiving week, you're counting down the days now to the 3 days you only have to work, and it's like, it'll be worth it, it'll be worth it, it'll be worth it, it'll be worth it. That's all you can really say. But yeah, it's been one of those weeks to the point that, okay, so I'll show you, like right here, my thumb, I don't know if you can see that, not my thumb, but my finger. I don't know if you can really see that, but my finger here, it got scraped on the side of the inside of the trailer. And then, if that's not enough, when I was trying, because one of the things that gets me is, it's like it's not really a big deal, but when they get the trailers in and they're told like how much is in there, they're given a time limit for the individuals who are paired up to get it done. And for me, yesterday I had to deal with a trailer that was pallets at first, and it seemed like, okay, pallets are gonna be good, but then afterwards it was like, here's a bunch of boxes that need to be palletized along with a bunch of small boxes, bagged items, and it's like, oh, this is gonna take more than an hour. And it did. It took more than an hour. And I told the lady who was doing the problem solving yesterday and today, yeah, an hour ain't gonna happen. The trailers I took care of today, along with some help, but one that I took care of by myself before I went to lunch, that could take an hour, if not less. The way it's set up. But yeah, what a week, man. What a week. And we'll just see what happens in the next, in the next week or so. Apparently, we are going to get a holiday dinner in December. I have a feeling I will be part of that. I will be a part of that. I will be, still working at that time. But, afterwards, we don't know. I know that next week, according to my sister, that we're supposed to get a pumpkin pie, given to us as a gift, a thank you gift. So we'll see if that happens. But overall, yeah, it's been one week that, the week before Thanksgiving week, it's like, whew. And what's crazy is, one of the things about it being peak season, retail-wise, especially if you work in a warehouse, is that when you start taking the items that are already palletized you've palletized yourself, shrink wrapped and all that, you have to put them in front in the areas right in front, not exactly in front, but right across in the areas of the docks for shipping. Yeah, that's how bad it was, because we would have one side filled up, which was the odd number side for shipping on the docks, and we'd have another side filled up, which was the even side, which was the even number side for the shipping dock. That's how crazy it got. We had to take the stuff we palletized or that was already palletized and put it in those areas. That's how crazy. That's how crazy it was. And hopefully we don't have to deal with something like that ever again. But again, we have the next 3 days after this weekend, and that might be even crazier. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it was like one of those kind of situations to where it's like it's an obstacle course when you walk in there. It really is. It is an obstacle course in there. During this time. That's how busy it is. That's how crazy it is. So, but yeah, not really much more I could say besides that. Except there were a couple of times this week, like today, this morning, I had to wake my mom up. She uses the alarm on her phone, and apparently she hit it to turn it off, and then she just went back to sleep. Yeah, that's kind of what her job's doing to her. It's not the fact that she gets up early and takes me to work, and then she waits a little bit and then leaves to go to work herself. It's the fact that her job is just, going through so many crazy changes. There's a lot of things she's finding out about certain people she thought she could trust, but she can't really. Now she realizes she can't trust. She's starting to see true colors of them. It's just, constant changes and all that. It's just really not really doing her any good. But she prays. She gives glory to God, and God guides her through the day, and He's guiding her through today as well. So, but yeah. I understand why she did that, or why she does that at times. It's mainly because of the fact that, this job, the changes, everything that they're going through and all that, it's just really not doing her any favors, period. It really isn't. But hopefully things get better. I believe they will, for her on that front, but, only time will tell. But anyway, though, guys, my bus, I don't know if you could see it. It's right there. It is here. So I'm going to go. And until next time, I'll talk to y'all later.